It's time for the Not So Newlywed Game, brought to you by the Brass Horse Lounge, Joseph's Fine Jewelry, Rusty Wheel Pizzeria, Beauty and Bloom Flower Shop, Three Feathers Internet Cafe, and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino. Let's meet our contestants, Alex Jr. and Casey Garro, Jamie and Maggie Rourke Bay, Mike Papineau and Louise White, Derek and Jessica Hobbs, Dick and Jamie Odo, and Winter Carnival King and Queen, Mitch and Liz Sunday. All right, so if you're not familiar with the Newlywed Game or the Not So Newlywed Game, what's going to happen is either the men or women will leave the stage, and then we'll ask the remaining partner questions about your spouse and your relationship. So when they get called back, they will have to correctly match your answer, okay? Everyone understand? So, first, it's the ladies' turn. So, men, will you please leave the stage? All right, so hi, Liz. Or should I say Your Majesty, since you are the queen? So tell me, how long have you been married?
56 years.
56 years, ladies and gentlemen, give it up. All right, so how does it feel being the queen of the Winter Carnival?
I always wanted to be the queen of snide.
Well, here you are. Here's your chance. All right. All right. So looks like they're off in seclusion. So we're gonna ask you the first question, and it's the same question for everyone. Okay. So the question one is, which one of you said "I love you" first?
Probably me.
Okay. All right. So write that down. We're gonna go into next, Jamie. How you doing, Jamie?
Pretty good. Scared.
You're scared. There's nothing to be scared about. This is a fun game. So tell me, how long have you guys been together for?
A year and a half.
Longer than that.
Oh, 35 years.
35 years! All right, so tell me, which one of you said "I love you" first?
He did. I never say that.
All right, thank you. All right, so hi. How long have you and your husband been together?
6 years.
6 years. Oh, congratulations. So, tell me, which one of you said "I love you" first?
I did.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Louise. How you doing, Louise?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing good, and I asked the questions here. No. All right. I'm just kidding. So tell me, which one of you said "I love you" first?
Me. I'll say me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So we got Maggie Rourke Bay. How you doing tonight?
Living the dream.
Are you feeling a little bit nervous?
Not at all.
Okay. So tell me, how long have you and your husband been together?
Been together 13 years, married 10, some of them happy.
Oh, just some of them happy. Okay.
Win some, lose some.
Yeah, just like tonight. So tell me, which one of you said "I love you" first?
Me.
You. Okay. That's a big sigh there.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on to you. So how long have you and your husband been together?
28 years.
28 years. Awesome. So which one of you said "I love you" first?
I think me.
It was you.
I think.
You think. All right, so we'll find
I'll
out.
say it was me.
He'll say it was you. Okay. All right, so going on to the next question. If your spouse could wear one clothing of yours, what would it be?
My socks.
All right, Jamie, same question. If your spouse could wear one clothing of yours, what would it be?
It's crazy. My underwear.
Your underwear. Okay. Oh my God. All right. All right. So what about you? If your spouse could wear one clothing of yours, what would it be?
We share socks.
You share socks. All right. And Louise, if your spouse could wear one clothing of yours, what would it be?
He always wears my sneakers.
Your sneakers.
Yeah.
All right.
And boots.
All right, Maggie. If your spouse could wear one clothing of yours, what would it be?
Socks. He's destroyed several pairs with his hobbit feet. Not cool, not cool.
Okay. And if your spouse could wear one clothing of yours, what would it be?
Jeans.
Your jeans. Okay. So we'll go on to round 3. And it's a fill in the blank, so you need to think about this. Or get it like, kind of like a match game kind of thing. So, not many people know it, but my spouse is really good at...
Watching TV. We're old.
All right, Jamie. Not many people know it, but my spouse is really good at...
Fishing.
At fishing. All right, so not many people know it about my spouse, but he's really good at...
Laundry.
Laundry.
And fold clothes.
Laundry and folding clothes.
I'm jealous.
All right, Louise. Not many people know it, but my spouse is really good at...
I know he's probably gonna say something stupid and perverted like making babies, but I'm gonna say he's good at cooking, because he is.
Cooking?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, Maggie.
I don't think he's gonna give this as an answer, but he's really good at braiding our daughter's hair.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'm thinking like a mom. He's not gonna think like a mom. I'm waiting for something like that.
Okay, so not many people know it, but my spouse is really good at...
Problem solving.
Problem solving. That's really good. Good answers. When it comes to upper body, would you say your spouse is more A, buffed, B, puffed, C, stuffed, or D, doesn't have enough?
What was the first one?
Buffed.
I'll say stuff.
Stuffed. All right, same question. A, B, or C?
Stuffed.
Sorry, say again?
Stuffed.
Stuffed. She said stuffed. All right, same question.
Definitely does not have enough.
All right. All right, Louise, same question.
Stuffed. So I guess stuffed.
Okay. All right, same question.
Buffed. I think his muscles are dead sexy.
All right, what about you? Your
I'll
answer.
say stuff.
Stuffed.
Stuff.
All right, she said stuffed. We're gonna bring the husbands back in, so we'll be right back after this.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, really bored and tired, but I have to drive after.
Yeah, me too. You wanna go get some coffee or something?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, let's go.
Where are we going? This isn't the way to the store.
Just relax, I know a different way. Calm down.
No, seriously, where are we?
All right, so it's now time for you to match your wives' answers. So we ask them these questions, and you just have to match what they said. So we've asked your wife, which one of you said I love you first? What did you say? Let's see your answer. Her. It's upside down.
Started saying I love you last year. We've been married 56 years.
All right, move on to Dick and Jamie. Dick, which one of you said I love you first?
Me.
All right, Jamie, what'd you say? Him! It's a match! All right, moving on to Derek. Derek, which one of you said I love you first? Her. What'd you say? Oh! Her! All right, be careful with your answers like that, okay? All right. So, Mike, which one of you said I love you first?
Her.
Her. All right, it's a match. And Jamie, which one of you said I love you first?
Her.
Her. It's a match. All right, Alex. Which one of you said I love you first? Her. It's a match. If you could wear one piece of your spouse's clothing, what would it be?
Probably the pants.
Her pants, what'd you say? Socks! All right, Dick.
I have to say a one-piece bathing suit. I get cold in the summertime.
A one-piece bathing suit. Jamie, what did you say? Underwear! Oh my God, okay. All right, Derek, what would it be?
Probably one of her shirts.
One of her shirts. What did you say? Her socks. There's no match there. What's that?
She wears my socks. She wears
All right, Mike. What would it be?
her sweaters.
Her sweaters. Louise, what'd you say? Sneakers or boots? No response to that?
I got them on, actually.
Oh, you have those are hers. All right, Jamie. What would it be?
I wear her socks all the time accidentally and stretch them out, and she doesn't fit them after that, so I would say her socks.
You said stop! All right, Alex. If you could wear one piece of your spouse's clothing, what would it be?
It's a hard one. Maybe pants.
Her pants. Jeans. It's a match. Okay, this one's a fill in the blank. So, not many people know this, but my spouse is really good at.
Watch TV.
TV. What did you say? Watching TV. It's a match. Good job. All right, Dick. Not many people know it, but my spouse is really good at.
Farting. The truth. I'll give you the truth. That's all I gotta say. Please don't kill me with this one. Farting, yeah, my bad.
Okay, farting. Final answer, Jamie. Fishing. All right, Derek. Sports. Laundry. That's not a match there. All right, Mike. Cooking. Louise, what'd you say? She did cooking. Got a match. All right, Jamie.
Bowling.
Bowling! Maggie, what'd you say?
You beat 10 people last night. There's people that know you're good at bowling.
Oh, okay. That too.
All right, Alex.
Cooking.
No, what you're
Well,
good
I'm
at.
sorry, what you're good at, sorry.
Cooking.
Cooking! He said problem solving. All right, final question. So, when it comes to upper body, would you say that you're more A, buffed, B, puffed, C, stuffed, or D, doesn't have enough?
Doesn't have enough.
Liz, what'd you say? She said stuffed. What was that?
Close enough.
All right, Dick.
Very tough question. I gotta go with A, buff. I'm just throwing it out there.
All right, Jamie, what'd you say? She said stuffed. All right, Derek.
Let's go with D, doesn't have enough.
D doesn't have enough. What'd you say? She said doesn't have enough. All right, what about you, Mike?
I'm gonna say A.
A, buffed. Louise, what'd you say? She said stuffed. All right.
I think most of us, they think we're stuffed, so I'm gonna say stuffed.
Stuffed. Maggie, what'd you say? She said buffed.
Like your shoulders are red.
I'm with you, Jamie. Short of lunch.
All right. Alex, when it comes to upper body, would you say you're more buffed, puffed, stuffed, or doesn't have enough?
Puffed.
She's puffed. Would you say? She said stuffed. All right, so that does it for this round. We're gonna tally up the scores. And then after that, we're gonna send the ladies out and ask the men some questions. So we'll be right back after this.
When it matters most, trust your medical transportation needs to We Care Transport Services. Our DOT certified and fully insured ambulette and Medicab service treats your loved ones like our own.
We're not only their patients, we become their friend. And all the employees are like that.
Our name is our mission. We care about getting you to the medical services you need.
Even sometimes we'll get to a doctor's office, well, how'd you get here? Then it gives us another opportunity to say, We Care brought us here.
Welcome back to the Not So Newlywed Game. Welcome back to the Not So Newlywed Game. The wives have left the stage, and it's now time for the men's round. So the first question is, when was the last time you and your spouse had a long, passionate kiss? A few days ago. All right. Going on to Dick. Dick, when was the last time you and your spouse had a long, passionate kiss?
I plead the fifth. All right, let's go September 17th, our wedding night. What the hell year was it? 2015, September 17th.
He right, Derek. So when was the last time you and your spouse had a long, passionate kiss?
4 hours ago.
4 hours ago. All right, Mike.
The other day.
The other day, ano ka na Tuesday? Okay.
On a Tuesday.
All right, Jamie, when was the last time you and your spouse had a long, passionate kiss?
I'd say a month ago.
A month ago. And Alex, when was the last time you and your spouse had a long, passionate kiss?
I'm gonna say last night.
Last night. What is the most your spouse has ever paid for a pair of shoes? $100. $100. All right, Dick.
Is that bigger boots included?
Any type of shoes, shoes.
Yeah, because the mucks are a little bit more. I'm gonna say $89.99.
Within $5.
$89.99.
All right, we'll take that answer. All right, Derek, what is the most your spouse has ever paid for a pair of shoes?
I'd say $80.
$80. And Mike?
120.
120. I will go to Jamie. What is the most your spouse has ever paid for a pair of shoes?
I'm gonna say $85.
$85. And Alex, what is the most your spouse has ever paid for a pair of shoes?
I'm gonna say 100.
100. All right, guys, question 3. All right, here we go. Does your spouse prefer bikini underwear, thongs, or granny panties? Granny underwear? All right, Dick.
To the boomers. Granny Patty sheep. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna get it tonight. All right, this ain't funny.
Say thongs.
Thongs, okay, and Mike.
Not that old, so I'm gonna say granny panties.
Okay. All right. Jamie, does your spouse prefer bikini underwear, thongs, or granny panties?
Bikini underwear.
Bikini underwear. And Alex?
I'm gonna say granny panties.
All right, thank you. Last question. Then we'll bring back your wives. How would you rate your spouse's morning breath? A, just fine, B, so-so, or C, atrocious? Just fine, okay. All right, Dick.
Hey, I'm lying though. All right?
All right, Derek. How would you rate your spouse's morning breath?
Go A.
A, just fine. All right, Mike.
Go B.
B.
So-and-so.
So-so. All right, Jamie. How would you rate your spouse's morning breath?
Gonna say just fine.
Okay, just fine. All right, Alex.
I'm gonna say A.
A, just fine. All right. All right, men, that does it. We're going to be back after this break. We'll bring back the wives and see if they can match your answers. Stay tuned. It's the Not So Newlywed Game. Not So Newlywed Game is brought to you by the Brass Horse Lounge, Joseph's Fine Jewelry, Rusty Wheel Pizzeria, Beauty and Bloom Flower Shop, Three Feathers Internet Cafe, and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino.
I think my ride left me.
Yo, you need a ride?
Yeah, I think my ride took off on me.
Alright, let's go give you a ride home.
Alright, thank you. This isn't the way to my house.
Don't worry, I know where I'm going. This is a shortcut, I know.
Where are we? What's going on? What are we doing here?
Welcome back to the Not So Newlywed Game. Let's bring back in the wives. Good evening, welcome back. How are you doing? Good. All right, so we're gonna see if you can match the answers that we just asked your husbands. All right, so Liz. When was the last time you and your husband had a long, passionate kiss? Yesterday. Mitch, what did you say? You said a few days ago. Almost, but not quite. Jamie, when was the last time you and your spouse had a long, passionate kiss?
God, I never remember.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
I think so.
Nick, what'd you say?
My daughter's out there.
September 15th, 2015.
Wedding night. I got a house full now.
All right. So, when was the last time you and your spouse had a long, passionate kiss?
Probably like 3 hours ago.
3? What do you say? 4 hours ago. Very close. All right, Louise. When was the last time you and your spouse had a long, passionate kiss?
About a week ago.
Mike, what'd you say? Yeah. A month ago.
I told you, you're horrible. No casino for us.
Maggie.
I don't know the exact time, but I'd say it's been a couple years.
A month ago.
What?
Well, you
usually give me some high five like this. Or he says, give me a kiss. I'm like, give me a 20.
All right, Casey. When was the last time you and your spouse had a long, passionate kiss?
Last night.
Last night? What'd you say, Alex? What did your spouse say is the most you have ever paid for a pair of shoes?
I'm always hiding it so he wouldn't know. Probably, maybe $50.
What do you say? This one on the bottom. $100. $40.
$40.
All right, Dick, what'd you say?
$89.99.
Give me 40. You got before I get out my...
That's much bigger boot for but I do see. What bigger boot for you?
All right, moving on.
Like $60.
All right, Derek, what'd you say? 80.
It could have been 80. I don't know.
All right, moving on to Louise. Louise, what did your spouse say is the most you have ever paid for a pair of shoes?
I'm gonna say 180.
180. 120. All right, Maggie.
Well, I do like bargains. I'm not one to spend much money on myself, so I'm going to say 20.
Pay attention
to our life at all.
It's like 8 sets of big long high boots.
Those were buy one, get one half off, and I had a Whatever.
All right, moving on to Casey. What did your spouse say is the most you have ever paid for a pair of shoes?
I think
Yes.
$100.
$100. Alex, what'd you say?
Yep.
Okay, Liz, do you prefer bikini underwear, thongs, or granny panties?
Granny panties.
All right, Jamie, do you prefer bikini underwear, thongs, or granny panties?
Granny panties.
All right, Jesse, do you prefer bikini underwear, thongs, or granny panties?
Thongs.
Thongs? He said thongs!
Well, the first two ain't gonna fit all of this.
All right, Maggie.
Granny panties.
Sorry, honey, I had to lie. Bikini.
All right, moving on. All right, Casey, do you prefer bikini underwear, thongs, or granny panties?
Granny panties.
All right, Alex. Granny panties! All right, how did your spouse rate your morning breath?
Just fine.
What did you say? It's just fine. Answer Matt. Jamie.
You know him. Atrocious.
Atrocious. Dick, what'd you say?
I said, just fine. I thought of my lie. Never heard it exactly right. All right.
All right, Jesse, it's your turn. How did your spouse rate your morning breath?
Well, I think mine's just fine. That's my answer.
Yeah.
Just fine. All right, Louise, how did your spouse rate your morning breath?
I'll go in the middle with so-so.
Yeah, I can't.
So-so.
Mike, what'd you say? And Maggie, how did your spouse rate your morning breath?
Just fine.
What'd you say? Just fine! All right, Casey, how did your spouse rate your morning breath?
Just fine.
Just fine, you got it! All right. That concludes this round, so we'll be right back after this, and we're going to find out which has the lowest score, and they will be eliminated. Find out right after this. The Not So Newlywed Game is brought to you by the Brass Horse Lounge, Joseph's Fine Jewelry, Rusty Wheel Pizzeria, Beauty and Bloom Flower Shop, Three Feathers Internet Cafe, and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino.
So, I heard you did well in your game last night.
Yeah, it was a tough school, but we pulled it out 2-1.
That's good. Cheers to your game then. I think I'm going to run to the bathroom.
Again? Come on.
No, I still don't feel good.
Really? You don't?
Hey, are you alright?
No.
Do you need a ride home?
Yeah, I think I do.
You really are you sure?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm going that way anyways.
Okay.
Let's go. I'll help
Nice. Thanks.
you. Yep, no problem.
The Not So Newlywed Game is brought to you by the Brass Horse Lounge, Joseph's Fine Jewelry, Rusty Wheel Pizzeria, Beauty and Bloom Flower Shop, Three Feathers Internet Cafe, and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino. Now, welcome back to the Not So Newlywed Game. We are here with the women, and now it's time to ask you questions in round 2. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Question 1. Where is the oddest location you and your spouse ever made whoopee?
This was 55 years ago.
All right, she said in a car.
They'll probably say bathroom, but okay, I'll just say bathroom.
The bathroom.
And this is going on, like, Akwesasne TV. I know he's gonna say the weeds.
Sorry, what?
He's gonna say the weeds.
In the weeds?
I'm gonna say on the car.
On the car? Oh, okay. What percentage of housework will your spouse say he does?
10%.
He does about 80%.
40%.
Yeah, 40%.
All right. And Casey, what percentage of housework will your spouse say he does?
I'll go with 10%.
10%. Which of the following Valentine's gifts would you prefer the most? A beautiful bouquet of 24 red roses. B, your spouse offering to clean the house for a month. Or C, new jewelry.
Roses.
Roses.
pretty high maintenance, so I'll probably have to do the jewelry.
Cleaning the house.
Cleaning the house.
The roses.
The roses. Our relationship would be perfect if we could just agree on...
We've been married so long that we have the same answers. I make the decision and he just goes along.
Okay, so that's your answer?
Yeah, that's my answer.
All right.
Everything I say.
The way he dresses himself and my kids.
You don't like the way he dresses himself? Why?
It's just not right. I hate it.
Our relationship would be perfect if we could just agree on...
That I'm always right.
That you're always right. How would you describe your time between the sheets? A, fast and furious. B, broken down. Or C, slow and steady wins the race.
Broken down. He's 80 years old.
A. Let's go with C.
All right, Casey, how about you?
Fast and Furious.
She said fast and furious. All right, those are the questions for round 2. We're going to bring back the husbands and see what they say. We'll be back after this on the Not So Newlywed Game. The Not So Newlywed Game is brought to you by the Brass Horse Lounge, Joseph's Fine Jewelry, Rusty Wheel Pizzeria, Beauty and Bloom Flower Shop, Three Feathers Internet Cafe, and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino. Three Feathers Internet Cafe, located on Route 37 in the heart of Akwesasne. We feature daily lunch specials, a hot lunch special every Friday. We also provide event catering. Three Feathers is an exclusive distributor of Mother Earth eggs. We feature a variety of meals and choices from coffee to smoothies to our popular breakfast sandwiches made daily with homemade bread. Three Feathers Internet Cafe, from our kitchen with love. And welcome back to the Not So Newlywed Game. Let's bring in the husbands. Where is the oddest location you and your spouse ever made whoopee?
In the car.
All right, you said in the car. What'd you say?
I said a car too.
You said a car. She said the bathroom.
Probably in the lead.
Alex, where is the oddest location you and your spouse ever made whoopee?
So many times. I'm gonna say the bathroom.
The bathroom, what'd you say? On the car. What percentage of housework do you think you do? 10%. Liz, what'd you say?
70%.
What'd you say? She said
75.
100. She said 40.
15.
That's what he thinks he does.
She said 10. Which of the following Valentine's gift would your spouse prefer? A beautiful bouquet of 24 red roses. B, you offering to clean the house for a month. Or C, new jewelry. Okay? What do you say?
Say C.
Jewelry. She said jewelry.
I'm gonna say C.
Jewelry.
You gotta wait till Valentine's Day though.
I know. Oh, look at, we got it.
B. Clean.
Cleaning. What'd you say? She said roses.
Oh, man.
Our relationship would be perfect if we could agree on everything. That's what you say. Make same decisions. All right, making the same decisions. Everything she says. The judges say you get it.
Everything.
Everything. What'd you say? The way he dresses himself and the kids.
Unbelievable.
I think our relationship's pretty perfect now, so.
There's no bonus points for that. Are there?
I would say decisions.
Decision.
Yeah.
All right. What'd you say? She's always right.
That's true.
How did your spouse describe your time between the sheets? A, fast and furious. B, broken down. Or C, slow and steady wins the race. What did you say? Is that your guess? All right, what'd you say? You said fast and furious.
I'm gonna say A.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Steady.
What'd you say, Casey? She said fast and furious. All right, so that does it for this round. We'll be right back after this for another round of the Not So Newlywed Game. We'll be right back. The Not So Newlywed Game is brought to you by the Brass Horse Lounge, Joseph's Fine Jewelry, Rusty Wheel Pizzeria, Beauty and Bloom Flower Shop, Three Feathers Internet Cafe, and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino. Joseph's Fine Jewelry offers a variety of gold, silver, rose gold, yellow, and white gold. Joseph's also buys gold and have a variety of brand names such as Uno to 50, Belova, Thomas Sabo, Wittenauer, and Obaku. Joseph's Fine Jewelry offers jewelry repair, cleaning, and one of their friendly associates can customize any piece to your desire. Tax-free. So when you say jewelry, say Joseph's Fine Jewelry. Hey, welcome back to the Not So Newlywed Game. As you can see, the ladies have now left the stage, and we are here with our men to do round 2 of the Not So Newlywed Game. So, has your spouse ever watched porn?
Yeah. No.
No?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
What size bra does your spouse wear?
36D.
36D.
Isn't that like the wrong side?
I don't know. I have an A cut.
38 double D.
38 double D.
34.
Wait, sorry, you changed your answer?
34.
34 double D.
36B.
All right, we'll take that as an answer. When my wife wakes up in the morning, she's likely to find my blank on her blank. Your pants on her what? You don't know? So your answer, my pants on her, I don't know? Is that right?
She has a big body pillow, so she takes up half of the bed, and kids sleep in the bed, so I throw one of my kids on her pillow. That's what she wakes up to.
So she's likely to find your kids on her pillow?
And on her butt.
My leg over her leg.
We're going to bring back the wives in just a moment and see what they say here on the Not So Newlywed Game. Right back after this. The Not So Newlywed Game is brought to you by the Brass Horse Lounge, Joseph's Fine Jewelry, Rusty Wheel Pizzeria, Beauty and Bloom Flower Shop, Three Feathers Internet Cafe, and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino.
Brass Horse Pizzeria and Lounge, home of the award-winning wings. Whatever your family is hungry for, Brass Horse Pizzeria can serve it up. From subs and wraps and the famous award-winning jumbo wings. Call today at 518-358-6122, pickup or delivery. If you're looking for a relaxing night out, maybe catch a game or pay-per-view fight, the Brass Horse Lounge is the place to head. Friendly faces, relaxing environment, and the patio is now open. Brass Horse Pizzeria and Lounge.
And welcome back to the Not So Newlywed Game. And now let's bring in our ladies. Have you ever watched porn?
No.
He said yes.
Have I?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said no. All right, Louise. The question is, have you ever watched porn?
Hell yes.
It says yes. Yes. Good answer. What size bra does your spouse think you wear?
Has no clue.
What did he say? He said, I don't know.
Probably my, I don't know. I almost gave my real size. 36D.
What did you say? 36D.
Is it cup size or we're going like 2 times, like 2XL? 40D.
40D, Mike, what'd you say? 34 double D.
34, yeah, maybe when I was 12.
He would say 38B.
38D. No. 36B. When you wake up in the morning, you're likely to find your spouse's blank on your blank.
Pillow.
Spouse's pillow on your side. Okay, what'd you say? He said his pants on your I don't know.
we don't sleep next to each other, so the kid's on my pillow.
All right, let's see what you said. His kid's on her pillow.
I don't know, his hand. His hand on me.
His hand on you, okay.
On your what? On my what? On my what at the butt.
Let's see what Mike said.
You get it right?
Yeah. His hand on your butt.
His pillow on my side.
His pillow on your side. What'd you say? His leg on your leg.
It's true too.
All right, so that concludes this round. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to find out who is the winner of the Not So Newlywed Game. We'll be right back right after this.
The Not So Newlywed Game is brought to you by the Brass Horse Lounge, Joseph's Fine Jewelry, Rusty Wheel Pizzeria, Beauty and Bloom Flower Shop, Three Feathers Internet Cafe, and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino.
When it matters most, trust your medical transportation needs to We Care Transport Services. Our DOT certified and fully insured ambulette and Medicab service treats your loved ones like our own.
They're very responsive and they're very reliable when I call. They take my information and they tell me the times they're going to pick me up.
Our name is our mission. We care about getting you to the medical services you need.
I just think that I've been blessed to have them.
And now welcome back to the Not So Newlywed Game. I'd like to thank all of our contestants for coming out tonight. So give them a big round of applause. And now it's time to announce the grand prize winner.
And the winners of the Not So Newlywed Game will receive one free night stay, a $25 resort reward, and $25 slot play courtesy of the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino.
So, let's start off with our fourth place team. They got 20 points, and they are team number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second and third place, they were tied, and they had 120 points, and that is team number 2 and team number 3, which means our winners are the King and Queen. With a total of 140 points, so congratulations, you are off to the Akwesasne Casino for a night stay. Thank you again for joining us for the Not So Newlywed Game. Thanks for coming out.
The Not So Newlywed Game is brought to you by the Brass Horse Lounge, Joseph's Fine Jewelry, Rusty Wheel Pizzeria, Beauty and Bloom Flower Shop, Three Feathers Internet Cafe, and the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino.